Holland, the forgotten whispers. Michigan, a land of serene lakes, whispering forests, and towns where time moves slower than the shifting sands. But not all towns sleep peacefully. Some are cursed to remember. Tonight, we venture into Holland, Michigan, a place where tulips bloom in spring, where windmills spin under golden sunsets, and where something far darker lingers beneath the cobblestone streets. Chapter 1. The History That Bleeds. Founded in 1847 by Dutch settlers, Holland was meant to be a paradise, a slice of the Netherlands, carved into the New World. But the land here, it remembers. Long before the Dutch arrived, the Odawa people spoke of a presence in the forests. They called it Jibinakosha, the shadow that walks behind you. Legends say it followed the settlers. In 1871, the Great Holland Fire burned the city to ashes. Some claim they saw figures dancing in the flames, tall, thin things with hollow eyes. The fire spared only one building, an old chapel. They rebuilt Holland, but the shadows, they never left. Chapter 2. The Lighthouse Keeper's Secret. The Big Red Lighthouse guides ships away from danger. But in 1910, Keeper Willem van Horn stopped lighting the lamp. For 3 nights, Holland plunged into darkness. On the 4th morning, they found him, or what was left of him. His journal spoke of a woman in white standing on the pier, singing in a language no one recognized. His last entry read, "She's in the walls now dug to this day." Visitors report hearing whispers near the lighthouse. Some even see her, a pale figure with no face, dragging something heavy into the water. Chapter 3. The Windmill's Curse. DeZwaan Windmill was imported from the Netherlands in 1964. But the wood, it wasn't new. It came from a mill where a miller murdered his entire family. Workers installing it swore they heard children laughing inside the gears. One mechanic vanished mid-repair. They found his wrench, still warm, and a single word scratched into the wood. Need a lean, not alone. Tourists take smiling photos here, unaware that if the windmill stops turning at night, something starts knocking from within. Chapter 4. The Tulip Fields. Every spring, Holland blooms with tulips, but locals know, never walk the fields after sundown. In 1989, a teenager dared his girlfriend to meet him there at midnight. She vanished. They found her shoes the next day, filled with wet earth, and her hair, still rooted to the ground like petals. Farmers whisper that if you listen close, you can hear the tulips screaming when they're picked. Chapter 5. The Night the Church Bells Rang. In 2015, the bells of Dimnet Memorial Chapel rang at 3 and no one was inside. Security footage showed shadows crawling along the walls like insects. The pastor, Father Visser, entered to investigate.
He was found at the altar, his mouth sewn shut with thread made of human hair. They removed the bells, but sometimes on foggy nights, you can still hear them ringing from beneath the chapel. Final chapter, the invitation. Before starting final chapter, please like or subscribe my channel and also share the video. The last thing is thank you for 3 subscribers. Let's begin the final chapter. Holland is still there waiting. Maybe you'll visit for the Tulip Time Festival. Maybe you'll admire the windmill. But when the street's empty and the fog rolls in, when you hear footsteps that don't match yours, remember, the shadows here hunger, and they remember every face that passes through. Sweet dreams, traveler. Don't look behind you.